Everyone, we are back with another Plan With Me, and this week we are going to be using the kit from my shop called Yellow Brick Road. The Wizard of Oz just always reminds me of fall time. I'm not sure why, but I thought that this would be a great kit to use for this week, especially since I am so excited for the upcoming Wicked movie, and I am trying really hard to catch up on my Plan With Me. So hopefully over the next couple weekends, I will be doing double uploads to hopefully catch up. So if you guys have been enjoying my planner videos, then definitely be looking forward for some double helpings for the next few weeks. And today is actually going to be a really close upload. I am actually recording the voiceover for this at like 9 o'clock right now, and I still need to get this video up today. So hopefully I will have this up before midnight so I don't mess up my video schedule, but I am doing my absolute best. But like I said, I am a huge fan of Wizard of Oz, and this was one of those kits that I designed quite a few years ago now, and it's one that I still really love, and I kind of feel like I go back and forth on whether I want to update this one or just create a new version of this one. And like I said, especially with the upcoming Wicked movie, I'm just totally in everything Oz vibes right now. Pretty much like Wicked has been controlling my life for the last month, I would say. I've been buying clothes and merchandise and reviewing makeup, so definitely I have been living in the land of Oz for this month. So whenever I was designing this kit, I wanted to base it on each individual day was sort of inspired by each character of The Wizard of Oz. So of course, the first day is inspired by Dorothy Gale. Then the Tuesday is inspired by Glinda. Then we have Wednesday is inspired by the Tin Man. Next up, Thursday is inspired by the Scarecrow. Friday is inspired by the Cowardly Lion. Saturday is inspired by the Wicked Witch of the West. And then I was left with one day left, and I felt like I didn't know exactly who to use, so I decided to actually do the Wizard of Oz. So those are all of the characters that this kit was inspired by. And I just really liked the idea of kind of blocking like each day is dedicated to one character. And then you'll also notice this one, I think, was one of the first few kits that I actually started changing the little checkbox designs for. So each one is once again for each character. So I did the basket for Dorothy. I did the bubble for Glinda. I did a little oil can for the Tin Man. I did a little sprig of wheat for the Scarecrow. I did a paw for the Cowardly Lion, and a witch hat for Wicked Witch of the West, and once again emeralds for the Wizard of Oz. So along with the characters, I also wanted to do like a silhouette design of each character and do a notable quote from each one in the full boxes. So for each of the quotes, I decided to try to pick one that I felt like really embodied the character or was very memorable. So of course for Dorothy Gale, we have "There's no place like home." Glinda's quote is, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" The Tin Man is, "Now I know I've got a heart." The Scarecrow is, "I'm not afraid of anything except a lighted match." The Cowardly Lion is, "I'm just a dandelion." The Wicked Witch of the West is, "I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too." And then for the Wizard of Oz, I chose "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain." And then for the title box, I wanted to do something kind of reminiscent of old school postcards. And then I wanted to make each one of the deco items also related to the characters. So for Dorothy, of course, I had to do the ruby slippers. Then for Glinda, we did her little wand. For the Tin Man, I did the little heart that the wizard gives him. For the Cowardly Lion, I gave him the courage badge. For the Wicked Witch of the West, I did the broom. And then finally for the Wizard of Oz, I did an emerald representing Emerald City. And of course, I couldn't help myself, and I had to do a little reference to the Wicked Witch of the East with her striped stockings peeking out of the yellow brick road for the bottom washi. So overall, I just really love this kit. It definitely doesn't fit quite my design style that I do now, so you can definitely tell it's an older style kit, but I still really love the design, and it is still a pretty good seller in my shop, and I just feel like this one was a really good one to use sometime for like the middle of September when we're kind of starting to get into fall, but not quite there yet. The Wizard of Oz just has always reminded me of fall, so that is why I chose it for this week. And I have just always loved The Wizard of Oz so much that when I was a little girl, of course, I feel like most girls did dress up as Dorothy. I wish I had the picture of it, but I remember my mom actually made me a Dorothy dress, and it was very special for me because when I was younger, my mom would used to make me dresses, and that one was just always like really near and dear to my heart. And of course, I think we ended up like making my own ruby slippers. I think we got like some red patent Mary Jane type of shoes from Walmart, and then I think we actually like put the glitter on it ourselves because at the time, I mean, this would have been back in like the early 2000s, and obviously like there just wasn't as much accessibility to any kind of clothing item you would want, so we definitely had to DIY it just a little bit. And I had brown hair, so it was, of course, very Dorothy to just put them into braids. And my little dog, Snickers, she was actually my little Toto. And I remember that year for Halloween, it was miserably cold and it was raining, but it was still a fun night. And we went trick-or-treating and miserably cold, but I remember after all of my mom's hard work of making that really beautiful Dorothy dress, it ended up having to get covered up by a raincoat, which was such a disappointment because I know that she worked very hard on that dress and I loved it so, so much. So I was really upset that I didn't get to show it off as much as I would have liked, but she did an amazing job. And honestly, that was one of like my fondest memories of my mom making a Halloween costume for me, and this kit kind of just always reminds me of my love for The Wizard of Oz and how much my mom loved it as well. And I feel like it just really goes without saying at what a classic The Wizard of Oz is. There is like nobody I know that doesn't like that movie, and just how magical it is when it starts in black and white in Kansas, and then when Dorothy gets whisked away to Oz, when it goes into Technicolor. Oh my gosh, it was just, I remember one of the most magical feelings when I was younger watching that movie, and it's just always been near and dear to my heart. So I knew that I had to commemorate my love for The Wizard of Oz in a kit, and I have used this one for so many years, but every time I see this one, it just makes me really excited to use it again. So I thought it was absolutely the perfect kit to use for this week. And if you are interested in purchasing this kit for yourself to use for your planner, you can find this in my Etsy shop. I will have it linked below in the description. Alright guys, so that is it for this plan with me for this week. I am so sorry that it's going up pretty late tonight, but if you don't catch it tonight, you will definitely see it there tomorrow morning. So hopefully you guys won't mind for me being a little bit behind on my schedule today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.